Today I'm going to show you guys how to make Belizean beans panades like these. Aren't these gorgeous? Look at the sauce on top. I did a cabbage sauce. Oh my goodness, you guys are going to love these. You're watching the Bear Pantry Show.
You're watching Bear Pantry Show.
For those of you who are faithful viewers to the show, I'm sure that you know that I have a video here already with Belizean fish panades. Now the fish panades and the beans panades are not made too differently, except for the fact that one has fish in it and the beans panades will have refried beans. The masa though is made the same way, okay? It's prepared the same way. Now I live in Southern California, so I do have a local market that makes the masa from scratch, and they actually make corn tortillas from scratch. You can get them hot there daily. So when I go to the store, it's already prepared for me. But I want you guys to know that if you have a store like that where you live, most of the time they'll have two options, okay? One is called masa preparada and one is called masa para tortilla. And what that means is masa that's already prepared, or the masa for the making of tortillas. I don't ever get the prepared one because they put their own stuff in it. And I don't know what all they put, but I'm sure there's some kind of shortening or lard in there. And most of the people who are going to make Mexican tamales are the ones that buy that preparada one. I always buy the one for tortilla. And it was so funny when the kids were growing up because I would pull up at the store. They would be like 9, 10 years old. They didn't know any Spanish at all. But I would, as they get out of the car, I would tell them what I wanted, and they would get to the counter and say, I want 3 libras de masa para tortilla. It was so funny to see these little dark kids come up to the counter and just say what they want in Spanish. And that's all the Spanish they knew, okay? But anyways, I digress. So I buy that one and I bring it home and I put what I want to put in it. Now for those of you who have asked me why I put flour in the corn, it's because I want it to stick better, because when they make it, they kind of get it too moist. And then basically when I squish it to make my panades, I'll get panades that look like this one right here. See how it's cracked? And when it's cracked open like that, you might as well just toss it out, because when you put it in the oil to fry it, all the stuff on the inside is going to ooze out. It's going to mess up your oil. Things are going to pop and burn you. And so I don't want to waste any of my stuff, so that's why I mix it together with the flour. A family member taught me that years ago, and I stick by it. A lot of you have asked why. A lot of you have cussed me out about it. But basically, this is what I do to make it stick together. You can use the Harina de Maiz if you want to use that. But I don't like the way it feels grainy after you put it in when the masa is already made, okay? So I'm going to show you guys, first of all, what I do with the masa that I get from the store. So I start off by just dumping it in a bowl. I add some baking powder. You didn't see me add that right there, but it's only half a teaspoon of baking powder. I add 3 tablespoons of the flour. I add salt and pepper. I'm not showing that either. And then I add the red ricotta. Of course, you can use paprika or paprika. That'd be fine. And I just kind of mix it up well so everything is incorporated. And I make it into this big, massive ball right here. At which point I pinch off the pieces according to what I need, to the size that I want the panades to be. And you can make them small, of course, or you can make them a little bit bigger. I like them smaller because then I get to eat a lot, and then I don't feel like, you know, I'm shortchanging myself, right? And so that's basically how I do the masa after I bought it from the store. Now, based on the last video that I showed you, you can also make it from scratch. So if you haven't seen that video yet, go back and take a look at that video. And look, the one from scratch and the one from the store looks virtually the same. So now what I'm going to move ahead and show you guys is how I squish them, put the beans in the middle, and we're going to get them fried up, and we're going to do a comparison as to, you know, if they look different, and also let you know if they taste different. So let's get them squished up. Alright guys, so in this Ziploc bag, I have the one from the masa that I got from the store, okay? And of course you guys know I use regular shopping bags, and I just cut them into these squares. And I put one on the bottom, I put one on the top, and I use my little masa thing to squish. You know, maybe I should do this for a giveaway, ship one of these things, you know, give away one of these things. Let me know if you guys want this for a giveaway. I haven't done any giveaway since the year started because I've just been so distracted with so many things else at my job, but in any case, I might do that. So you want to put a little bit of the beans. You want to put a whole ton, all right? You want to make sure you clean that up off of there. And you fold and then you seal. Now if you're going to fry them right away, you can take them from the paper, But if you're going to like make a whole batch off, you want to leave them wrapped in the paper like that, because if you open it like that and air touches it, it'll crack on you, okay? So that's one that's made from the masa from the store. You know, advertise for these people, right? Now this one right here is the masa that we made. This is the masa from the instant corn in the bag. So let's see how this reacts. I'm doing a comparison, right? Okay, so it's a little bit thick there, so let me squish again. So see, looks a little bit different because, you know, we kind of kneaded up some stuff in after the fact. Put the beans again. Hope I didn't put too much. And you seal. Now I'm going to do these two right now, and I'm going to get them fried up so we can see how they fry, okay? Alright guys, so I'm using my big cast iron skillet and the oil is ready for us. So now let's get some of the panades fried up to see if there's a difference between the masa that's made from the powder or the masa that I got from the store, alright? Alright guys, so it's hot enough. I have it like on medium heat because when it comes to anything that's folded, anything that's enclosed, when you're frying that type of stuff, you want it on medium heat because high heat will cook the outside too quickly, it'll burn, and then the inside will be raw, okay, or uncooked. So this is actually the masa that we made from scratch from the powder. I just want to drop it in there. This is another one. Drop that one in there. And we're just going to allow that to cook and see if it cooks up any differently than the one that we bought from the store. All that stuff that's on the bottom right there is Joe made some fried jacks this morning in my oil. We'll just, you know, it'll get flipped off of it when we flip it over. So we just want to go ahead and let this fry. And in about 1 to 2 minutes, we'll flip it over to the other side, alright? And this oil, I can't tell you how much oil I use. Every time I tell you oil for frying, it almost always starts off with about a couple cups. You may need up to 3 cups. It depends on the pot you're using. If you're using a big, wide pot, you're going to need more oil to make it deep, right? So, because you see you want it to be covered slightly. So that's your gauge for when I'm telling you frying oil, alright? So I flipped it over after a couple of minutes. I'm telling you the truth, guys, it doesn't look any different to me than when we use the other masa, but I'll put the other one in a few minutes. So I'm putting in the 2 that's made from the masa that I got from the store. Doesn't feel any different, doesn't react any different. See this one? It's good, right? So for those of you who are living like in Indiana, you can go on ahead and make your own panades if you can find the maiz, the harina de maiz. We'll just make it fry. A couple of minutes on each side should be good. You still have it on medium heat. And I'm just going to move over to the counter. I'm going to allow this to fry a couple of minutes on each side, like I said, and I'm going to move over to the counter and show you how we make the cabbage sauce or the cabbage salsa, alright? Alright, so to make the cabbage salsa, or I call it cabbage sauce. Most people when they do panades, they'll do like an onion sauce or an onion with a cabbage blend. I'm doing straight up cabbage because some people don't like onion. They don't like raw onions in their stuff. So
that's me.
That's Jory videotaping, and he's so angry because I'm not using this cabbage to make him coleslaw. But a deal's a deal. And I told him, if you videotape this show for me today, I'll make you that. So I'm only making a little bit. Because see, it's only going to dress 4 panades. The 2 on the bottom, by the way, is the masa we made from scratch. The 2 on the top, see? Do you guys see any difference? Maybe a little. It looks a little bit more smooth. I'll tell you the difference when I taste it, though. So I'm taking my cleaver, because this is what I do when I'm doing coleslaw. And it might be a little bit noisy, but I just kind of chop it finer, okay? So let me get this done. Alright guys, so here it is. And I'm putting distilled white vinegar. And you want to do like part for part. So that's a lot of distilled white vinegar so that you put water. No judgment, okay? So, put a little bit of salt. A little bit of black pepper. Can't even talk right now. This makes me drool because this is so tart. And of course, none of this is going to be good if you don't put some jalapeno. Let me put a little bit. You're going to put more if you have more guests. And of course, if you're in Belize, you're using habanero. And this is what you do. Well, you get this off the paper for one. I only have it on the paper for it to drain. So get it off the paper. And you put the panades like that. And then you go ahead and you serve it. You don't put too much of the juice, alright? Just kind of use a fork to serve it. And this is how you garnish good Belizean panades. Where did my pepper go? There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful. It smells good too, guys. Wish you were here to taste it with me. Alright guys, so this is the one that's made from the powdered stuff, alright? I'm dying to taste this. I don't think I can taste the difference. I really don't think I can taste it. Joe's coming in. Come on in, Joe. Honestly, tell me what you think.
That's the taste.
You don't mind biting the one I bit already, right? What do you think?
You know what? It's not.
There's no difference, right? The texture is still good.
Pretty
and
good.
Of course the taste is good because we seasoned it the same way. We didn't add any flour to that one because I made sure I controlled how much moisture got into it when I made it. So, you know what? This is pretty cool. I'm excited for the people who don't live in the region where you can buy the masa from scratch. Thanks so much for asking for the video about how to make the masa, okay? And I had to just really put them together back to back with the beans panades. We're enjoying this. This is like a little mid-morning snack before I run over to church.
That's good again.
It's good. Joe's gonna taste it again.
It's going in.
He's so greedy, guys. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit like below. Share it for me. Share it with your friends and family. And by the way, guys, I want you all to know that when you go to the store, to Bluefield, to my dad's store, my mom used to get all excited to tell anybody who came in the store, oh, my daughter has a show on YouTube. You go check her out, buy her book, blah, blah, blah. And at first, the people never knew anything about the show or the book or anything. But now everybody who comes to the store says, that's your daughter? I watch her show all the time. Oh my goodness, so good. So mom feels like a little celebrity, all right? So thanks so much for whoever has gone to the store and made her feel so welcome and so cherished, all right? She really appreciates it. Doesn't she look good for the people who have seen her? Stage 4 uterine cancer, and she beat that. And she looks fantastic. I like to boast about that, right? Man, we could have lost her, so I like to boast about that. Thanks for watching, guys, and until I see you again.
Take care.
Please check out my review channel right here on YouTube. It's called Bear Pantry Talk. Also, check out my vlog channel. It's called Babs Bear Talk.